Here with Twank Connect, and who we got today?
Ron 21 Hoops.
Run 21 Hoops. I was on your page and I did my research. Um, were you Lotto's first cameraman?
Oh, no, Lotto had been shooting. I can't tell how old she was, maybe 8 or 9 years old when she was first starting. I met her when she was probably maybe 14, 15.
14, 15.
Yeah,
So, tell me about like when you first did your first shoot with her. When you recorded her, were you like, did you see her as a star already, or?
yeah, I was watching the TV show, The Rap Game, and I DM'd Super Peach first, and then I DM'd a couple of the other little kids, and then I DM'd Lotto, but Lotto hit me like right back.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, "Yo, you want to meet up?" And I met up with her and her dad, and we shot in Clayco that same day.
And she was about 16 years old.
Probably younger than that, probably 15. That show was in 2014 or 15. I think she turns 27 in December. So that's about 10 years. So yeah, she probably 15.
Okay, so where did you already have like your identity then, or
Uh,
was she like a big help to the
I've
bro?
gotten a lot of bookings for shooting her and Super Peach, and then she hooked me up with the Two Chains video shoot, and she hooked me up with the Rich Homie Quan video. So she plugged me in,
Hmm.
but yeah, she was, you know, I I wouldn't say big help because there's other stuff that a videographer needs
Hmm.
more than like references. You know, you need a skill level, and I didn't have a good skill level then.
Hmm.
I didn't have good equipment then, so but it was a start.
Okay, so tell me about what life was like before the camera. What were you doing before all this?
I was I had owned some nightclubs in North Mississippi,
Hmm.
uh, Club Hypnotic and Club VIP in Starkville. So I was running them.
So you actually from Mississippi?
Yeah, yeah. I'm from Starkville, but I graduated at Madison Central High School.
Okay, okay. So could you tell us like who inspired you to pick up the camera? Were you already in photography, videography, or?
I got started because there's a young guy named Josh Watson. He's the IT director for the historical museums. He was one of the kids that would do our graphic design and DJ for my nightclub,
Hmm.
and he was doing photography because a big part of my nightclub was MySpace was big back then when
Right.
we first started, and the girls who were on the flyers were really the girls who worked in the club because we got
Hmm.
girls from Mississippi State and Mississippi University for women and other junior colleges. So people would come from like Memphis and Birmingham, and they would just be amazed that the girls who were on the flyer were actually girls who worked in the club.
Hmm.
And this kid who was doing the graphics, we started doing some video work, but it was a little harder
Hmm.
because technology was a little different. Even our fastest computer back then could
Right.
barely handle high definition. And then I was a movie buff before then, so like a lot of times when you watch people's music videos and they're just not very creative or they don't have a good story. They just stand in front of the camera rapping.
Right.
It's because those directors usually don't watch TV or movies. But
Hmm.
then when you see other directors who have these cool stories, then usually they're movie buffs more.
Right. So, tell us about some of the biggest artists you have did videos for, because I see them prices. It's like 750 an hour, a band for 2 hours.
Nah, it ain't that. It should be
Yeah.
honestly. It's 750 for 2 hour shoot
Hmm.
and 1,000 for a 4 hour shoot,
Hmm.
and then it goes up. But that's with the Sony cameras, and then the red camera is a little bit higher. But I mean, I've shot a lot of people: Cap, Rollo, Chains, Lotto, Boosie, and probably a lot more that I can't remember. I think about Willie Clayton's one of my favorite
Hmm.
blues singer. Now a lot of people that I've done projects for that just weren't music videos, but
Right.
um, really, who you shoot for doesn't really get you any business. You know, most of
Hmm.
my business comes because I've never lost anybody's video. Um, I'll turn around and give them the video back usually the next day, maybe a couple days after if I got a lot of filming going on.
Right.
So like word of mouth gets you more business, like being good with handling the business side of it.
Hmm.
That's generally what people appreciate who spend good money. Not like the cheap people. They don't really. That doesn't. Nothing really matters to them but the price being cheap.
Hmm. So as far as the industry, when people find out you from Mississippi, do they try to lowball you, or it's pretty much the work speaks for itself?
Now I think out of town, out of state, people know you get what you pay for. I think in state is when you have those problems because when people know you, they think they should get something for a lesser price or cheaper price. So
Right.
I think those problems come with like you'll have a client who pays a good rate, and then as they shoot more videos with you, they start looking for discounts, and that's where the problems usually come in at. But people out of town usually, even if it's in state, like if somebody calls me from Tupelo or the coast, usually they just spend to get what they want. I mean, they're calling you because they like what they see, so
Hmm.
they don't really try to negotiate.
Right.
Yeah. The low balling stuff kind of comes with Mississippi Jackson.
So people in state the one that's gonna do it before out of state.
Yeah, it's really more of the hood rappers, the ones who want to be hood. They're really the ones who lowball. Like they want you'll be with people who are supposed to be popular in the city, who's supposed to have this money, and they'll be talking about the people on the song with them are broke and don't have no money, and then they'll turn right around and shoot the video with the people and be dapping them up, and they'll be like, "Damn, he was just over here talking shit about his homeboy." But and to be honest with you, that's why I was surprised when you asked me to interview because I know I'd never get asked to go interview nowhere else because people know I speak my mind. I tell story like it's so many stories. I put it like this: one of my homeboy manages some of the bigger rap artists in the industry,
Hmm.
and he's like always wanted me to go on somewhere and tell some of the stories that I've dealt with, but I just don't. I don't want to expose nobody. That's not really me. But I will tell the story and just don't tell who did it because I've done seen some of the craziest stuff in the world. But it usually comes from the hood artists. Girls pay better than dudes,
Mm.
right? Guys who work jobs pay better than dope boys.
Wow.
So it's like it's totally opposite of what people see online. To me, the street niggas is the ones who's struggling, and the
Ooh.
people who got jobs are really the ones who invest because I guess, checking into that 9 to 5 puts you in the mentality to where like you're willing to invest to get out of that situation.
Hmm.
But when you're in the streets, it's like, how cheap can I get? I need to keep going until I find a dummy who'll do it cheap enough for me,
Right.
and that's why you see a lot of cheap looking videos that look the same,
Hmm.
and artist A video looks just like artist B video.
Right.
And not saying not to knock the cameraman, it's just they're not charging enough to elevate. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So have you ever had to say like no to an artist,
Yeah,
like as far as doing camera work?
yeah. I've had so it was a situation happened downtown Jackson where they were shooting at this artist, and like the next day he called me to come down and shoot in their hood and stuff. And I don't really have a problem with that, but this particular artist always complaining about the prices and playing with the money and kind of lowballing and stuff. And so it's like, I ain't coming down there. We can go somewhere else and shoot, but
Right.
I ain't coming down there where you at. And they was trying to make out like you scared, and
Yeah.
I was like, it don't got nothing to do with being scared. I just ain't stupid.
Right.
And then they was like, you think somebody actually pointed a gun at me? I was like, they shot the club up trying to hit you last night. What you mean somebody pointed a gun? So it was just a situation that like $700 just ain't no money to be
Right.
worth it. You know what I'm saying? And then, but to show you how the person is, like everybody like wants to run up behind certain people, and I understand that they from your area and you want to support them or whatever, but I just can't support phony. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I can support. I'm an underdog person, but if there's somebody who's got some motion going and they're real, I support. Like No Cap is one of the coolest, down to earth, real motherfuckers I ever been around. Boosie is much like that. Lotto's very much like that. They're not trying to impress nobody.
Right.
When you're around them, they just them.
Hmm.
This particular person, like this guy called me on and it's like, I got $2,000 for you. Pull up on me, with your best camera. Obviously, I don't know this person, so I'm a little hesitant in moving because people will just call you all the time with that kind of shit. But that's how you get robbed, just moving too quick.
Right.
So I'm about to call around and check, this dude's background or whatever. But everybody says like he got money, he cool, he's straight. So hit them back, and I'm like, bet I'll pull up, but you don't have to pay $2,000. If you'll tell me what you want, I'll tell you an accurate price because this camera is just as good as this camera in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, hold on, and it clicks me in. And the other artist who I wouldn't go down there to the hood and shoot, he's on the phone and he's talking all kind of shit about me. I'm broke. I ain't got no equipment. I'm borrowing it all from somebody else. It just ran on and on. He just talked so much shit about me. Dude clicks back over and is like, yeah, pull up. So I pull up. The whole time the artist who was talking all the shit about me, he just keeps walking up on me, dapping me up, talking to me, what he gonna do next, what we gonna film and stuff. So it's like, it was just a real phony situation. But they glorify them type when you deal with the so-called hood rappers.
Yeah.
You know, that's the ones they call real, you know.
But you basically behind the scenes seeing like everything that's actually
going on. Yeah, I listen to all the crying and shit. Bro, I just had to do this for my mom and I just had to do this, you know. I can't afford it. And that's cool. But this is, it's not like I just talking shit about them. I sit there and explain to them how they can open up a CD with their bank. You know what I'm saying? How they can set a little bit of money aside. Like, I didn't have $35,000 just go buy a red camera. I had to stack that bread up. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that equipment I got, I just didn't have money laying around to just go buy it all at once. I had to build up. And so I explained different financial ways that they can make the business easier for them. Like, it makes more sense to spend $2,500 with me because you can shoot all the videos you can shoot in one day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So why do a 750 and 750? You're already at 1,500. You know what I'm saying? I've had people shoot 7 videos in a day and they ain't spend but 2,500 because time is what I charge for.
Right.
So, but it's not the price. They got money. They just don't want to give it to another black man. Right. If I was white, they cash me out. You know what I'm saying? Because these niggas around here got a slave mentality. They don't want to see another black man make some money. When you got to explain to them, like, if you shoot 3 videos in a year, that still ain't no money.
Right.
I can't feed my family. I can't pay no bills off of $2,200. What's $2,200?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But it's instilled in them like this camera guy's getting rich off us.
Right.
Because it was the same with nightclubs. Like, they'll go and pay the white dude $50 to get in the club, but then when my club packed and it's $50 to get in, they asking the girls to go get run for me to come up there and they be asking, can they get in free? You know, like, the lights ain't free. Exactly. The DJ ain't free. The security ain't free, you know. So you just got to learn how to stick to your guns because if you shoot enough videos, you're going to see some of the craziest shit in the world. Yeah. And you're going to think, like, how do people live like this?
Exactly. I always hear people say, like, what you see on the internet ain't true. And so basically with you being the cameraman, you invest into your business. You got all the top people basically dealing with you. You actually seeing, like,
I can work with the top people. I don't run up behind the top people.
Right.
A lot of them don't want to pay somebody because they got 50 people trying to do something for them for free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So do they pay? Yeah, Boosie always pays good. Cap always pays good. But I'm not the first person they pick up and call. They got 100 people in their face every day.
Exactly. Yeah. So you feel like a lot of cameramen are like looking for clout instead of handling the business.
Yeah, instead of money. I didn't get into video to do music videos. I got in videos to get good enough to do movies, which I feel like now I'm at the point to where I can do that. And I started to invest time and money in some other cameramen, but it ended up biting me in the back. You know, it just didn't work. All the young guys ended up, I don't know if it's jealousy or what, but they can keep whatever I gave them. You know, it's all good. I just moved on. Now there's a older group of guys, and we kind of working some things out to work together as a team. If you don't have a team of people,
right,
you're not gonna get no $80,000, $100,000 music video. Like, they're not gonna pay one person and be standing around waiting on you to do setups and stuff like that. Like, when a label pays for like a big project, everything's got to be ready, and so you need a team of 5 to 10 people to handle like big projects. And same thing with a movie, because time's money. You can't just be sitting around one person setting up everything by themselves. You're gonna wear yourself out, and you're just gonna run out of money because everything's gonna take way longer doing it all by yourself. So most of these camera guys, they just want to. They never got women first place, so being around certain popular people gets them some attention with some women.
Yeah,
I never had that problem all my life, so the women don't motivate me to do one thing or another.
Exactly.
You know,
So it's all genuine work for you.
I love. Yeah, if I was rich, I'd do it for free, but I'd
Mm-hmm.
shoot who I want to shoot for free. I
Right.
wouldn't shoot everybody for free.
Exactly.
You know, with me, I do a lot of free stuff every month when I find people who I know are in a good financial situation to
Mm-hmm.
do it, right? Or if it's a good purpose, like you talked about the thing with Vintage,
Mm-hmm.
or all the other ones, interviews and stuff I did for free because they were doing positive stuff in that community.
Right.
Or like say like there's a family that can't afford to pay a membership at ARC, I might do that and don't
Mm-hmm.
film it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just pay their membership to come up here as a family and work out together.
Mm-hmm.
I do what I can do.
Right.
I just like the underdog. Like people who want to be somebody big and special, you just gotta watch them. Like
Mm-hmm.
a little while ago, you asked me about tell you a story. I was gonna tell you this story about this one artist. I'll tell you another story about him. I think his manager paid $10,000 for Boosie to sit down with him, and Boosie signed the kid. Right,
Mm-hmm.
the kid worked with Boosie for years, 3 or 4 years, and ran his following up, but the music never took off.
Right.
When the kid figured out a way to get some money, right, he went and spent all his money. I mean some real money, like $20,000 or $30,000. And I don't know how much real teeth a real grill costs.
Yeah.
He said he paid $30,000 for a grill. He didn't even break his manager back off. You know, your manager paid the 10 to get you the situation that you was in, and I just never worked with the guy no more after that because he'd already done some other shit that's funny as hell. But to do the person who's closest to you like that,
Exactly.
and with me, I just don't like working with grimy people, selfish people. Like if I get a hint of a person being real selfish,
Mm-hmm.
it don't matter about the money. I just won't work with them no more. I'll come up with an excuse. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lot like 50 Cent in the matter. Like I either fuck with you or I don't.
Yeah.
It's just I can't do that. I see a lot of people do that back and forth. Like don't fuck with somebody, and next week you see them hanging out. And
Yeah.
I don't. They tell me all the time they don't fuck with somebody, and then you see them doing a video together.
Exactly.
I can't do it. It's like once we on opposite sides of the line, I don't got no hard feelings. I don't hold grudges or nothing like that. But it's just best if you stay on that side and I stay on this side. It works better.
Exactly. Okay. So that was one of my questions I was gonna ask you as far as like, so you are building a team and a company one day that you're gonna be hands on with.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that for 5 years. It's the two hardest things to find around here is somebody who wants to learn and invest. Like you can't just say I want to learn and then you never buy a camera. Like you don't buy a computer. It's like if you can't buy the basic stuff, why am I let you come and handle my stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like once I see you know how to take care of your equipment,
Mm-hmm.
then I don't have no problem with you using my equipment.
Right.
Second thing is like females,
Mm.
right? Females drive the industry. So until we get like girls who want to model, who have price ranges where we can book them and stuff, we're not gonna shoot as much work. That's why you see a lot of videos. It's just a bunch of niggas. There's no women in the videos.
Exactly.
You know, so like them two things will help drive the industry. People who invest in their own equipment and then are willing to learn, and women who are willing to work and have their rates. And just to break off from that, take the ego out of it. Like what people think they're doing is they think they're gonna get like this one little secret sauce from you,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna be your competition.
Right.
And it just don't work like that. Like I've had a couple people like they was just around me and my homeboy to get like the color grading thing,
Mm-hmm.
and we taught them a little something, and then like they wouldn't answer the phone no more, and they never show up to nothing no more. So
Wow.
it seemed like they were a competition, but the whole time I hadn't even taught them how to correctly set up their computer, and I knew their computer was gonna crash, so it was kind of like an inside joke with us. And when their computer crashed and they couldn't put no video work out for a while, we just like, I hope you don't call me to help them because I did what I could for you. You know, you showed true color. Because there's a certain way stuff needs to be set up. You know what I'm saying? You need to set your computer up a certain way. You need to have a lot of storage, hard drive. You need to have fast storage and slow storage. Like it's expensive, and that's the frustrating thing is that a rapper will pay, let's say a cheap videographer shoot a video for him for $250.
Mm-hmm.
That rapper's gonna make money off that video the rest of his life, especially if they know how to promote it and it's a good song. They'll make money off it. If I make money off of YouTube and I don't record a single track,
Mm-hmm.
then I know artists can make money. It's not hard to make money off of music at all.
Right.
They're just lazy as hell.
Yeah.
They don't have any personality. You got to be likable.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to follow somebody who's an asshole, right?
Right.
So if you got any kind of personality and you got a work ethic, you can make money off of music.
Mm-hmm.
But us cameramen, they sell us everything, and there ain't no discount. Like every time I cut on any app, it's the new camera that's getting ready to come out, the new lens, the new robot arm. Like all this shit is thousands of dollars. I
Yeah.
ain't finna be fucking around with no video for no $250
It's-
that I gotta work on for hours and hours and hours, and I gotta turn around and buy $1,000 lens is cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the lenses I look at are like $40,000. I'm not even looking at no cheap shit. I'm trying to everything that I've gotten from filming every single person's video, I put back in the business. Like
Mm-hmm.
no pair of shoes I bought from no video. Y'all ain't seen me with no new vehicles. Like
Right.
people who knew me from the nightclubs knew me from driving Mercedes and Jaguars and Lexuses
Mm-hmm.
and all that. You know, having jewelry. I don't do none of that no more.
Right.
I invest everything back into the business, and what I make on the side, not doing video business, that's what I spend on my personal life and my kids and everything.
Right.
So like I invest not to make me look good, but to make my clients look good.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Willie Clayton gets ready to drop his new videos, you're gonna see a big improvement in quality from January to now. You know, the dude who I just did the country music video for, I shot that with the red. That video is beautiful. It's the goal to improve. What they don't see here is that what I'm doing is for the artists.
Mm-hmm.
But it's artists who don't like me that I've never even had a conversation with.
Wow.
You know, I was blocked by one of the more popular artists in Jackson, and I had never even met the guy before. And I had to ask another partner of mine, like, hey, ask him why I'm blocked. And he said, well, he knows what he did. You know, so I mean, like, I just don't understand the level of sensitivity that thug niggas got around here, because they supposed to be hood, but it's like real sensitive.
Yeah.
But like me and my homegirls, we can have full out arguments and still be friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you see, I don't know. I'd hate to say that the females are really the niggas now and the niggas is really the females, but
Right.
it kind of like that when you deal with business.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they are personally because I don't hang around them personally. But when it comes to money and business, exchanging money, exchanging work, a lot of the tendencies are kind of female. Like they don't like to be told no.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't want to do that. You know, somebody asked me to fly to Miami for $1,800 and shoot a video. I was like, I don't want to do that. I can stay here in Jackson, make $1,800.
Right.
And well, I'm gonna go all the way down to Miami and deal with all that traffic. To a little kid, that's probably fun who's never been to Miami, but I play basketball all over the world. I don't. Miami's not traveling anywhere is not important to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I had a client get mad at me and stop being my friend. Somebody thought we was friends because I wouldn't come to LA for less than $10,000. Well, guess what? Guess how much it's gonna cost to shoot a cheap video in LA? $10,000. So why I'm gonna go out there to underbid them and be uncomfortable and have to sit in a hotel and deal with traffic and eat out and do all this other shit when I can kick my feet up at home? And I've made more than $10,000 in a week here.
Exactly.
You know, so I mean, like, is it always gonna come in? No, it's not always gonna come in. It's been months where I didn't make no money, but that's what they make FanDuel for and all the other gambling apps. Because I know sports, I'm still gonna make money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just being told no, they don't like it, and it's weird because I heard a million no's before I heard yeses. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't take it personal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Super Pete said no, and then after she seen me shooting with Lotto, then she called me back, and then they let me shoot their video.
Wow.
If I took it personal, I would have never fucked with her.
Exactly. So I looked into your camera work, and you know, I was shooting videos up here and kind of trying to get into the videography, you know, taking advantage of what I learned in school. Is there any advice that you can give me as far as working? Because right now, my platform growing a little bit, and you know, a lot of people reaching out to me, and what just from somebody that I see as somebody I would look up to as far as doing videos and, you know, working with people, being the underdog, helping people out, staying content with your work. What would be some advice you would give me just as far as like what to look for? Because right now I feel like I'm a baby in this. Like I'm open and pulling up on people and stuff
Yeah.
like that. What?
Yeah, you're doing the right thing.
Right.
I would say number one is only do what your morals feel right doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't never see me shooting no video with niggas pointing cameras at me, guns at the camera no more.
Right.
Right? Like it just never sat right with me. I got kids the age of most of them kids. You know, I got kids from you know less than 1 years old to a 25-year old, and I got kids all in between. Like I just didn't feel right promoting like black men talking about killing black men. So you don't
Right.
see it on my page no more. Like
Right.
I know niggas that want to do that, they ain't finna pay more than $300-400. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
just having a 750 price just eliminated all them. Right?
Mhm.
It's not that they don't have the money; they just don't feel like they should be giving it to me. Right?
Mhm.
So do what your morals say, because God always gonna He always gonna lead your path when you feel that spirit, that word inside you saying, "Hey, don't do that, do that." Shit, I never would have went to prison if I would have listened to that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like everything was telling me, "Don't fuck with this one person," and then I did anyway, and it led to that.
Uh huh.
Second, I would say is don't never be in a rush. Like, don't financially put yourself in a bind to buy something because one piece of equipment is not gonna change everything drastically, right at the moment. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, plan on it, upgrade, shoot a lot, have your passion projects. Like you're gonna have your projects that people pay you to do, but have passion projects that's what's gonna make you better. Cause you can take your time and do a passion project how you want to. Like
Mhm.
a lot of clients aren't gonna take advice. They're gonna want stuff the way they want to. Like if people ask me what my favorite video is, for a long time I said I don't have one because I was doing what they wanted me to do.
Right.
Now I have some favorite ones because now I have clients that spend more take advice. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like they hire you to do what you do.
Right.
So like the Willie Clayton videos and some of the J1 videos and the other people, I like those videos because we put some creativity into them and good stories and stuff like that.
Mhm.
The ones who don't listen or they just cheap, they just want to stand in front of the camera and rap. Like that's just kind of boring and get
Right.
used to it. So the passion projects, like the vlog series I did,
Mhm.
that kind of stuff helps. Like it really helped me get better with like documentary style. You know, I would say watch a lot of YouTube. Like I watch a lot of TV when I edit.
Mhm.
I can't edit in silence. So like the TV's here and my monitor I edit on's here.
Right.
So I catch how they tell stories and do their suspense and stuff, but I'm editing. At nighttime though, I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I watch how other people set their lights up. I watch how other people use their fog machine. I watch how to operate this piece of equipment or that piece of equipment. So like when people say 10,000 hours, that's like a mixture of watching other people do it so you can learn and then trying it out yourself. If you're too lazy to get up and try something out because you're not getting paid for it,
Uh huh.
then it's just. And I'm gonna be totally honest with you. This is gonna be a crazy soundbite, but I look almost every day for somebody to do something free for. Right?
Mhm.
Like literally, I scroll through my stories to see who's consistently watching my stories and stuff.
Mhm.
And I just want to bless somebody with a free music video or a
Right.
vlog or something. But then at the same time, my mind tells me like, what are they doing for themselves?
Exactly.
Like if they won't do nothing for themselves, then they won't appreciate what you do for them, right?
Mhm.
So like if a person only has like $200 and they go to the studio and they record their music, whatever, now they're out of money, right? And then you see like, you spent your money at the studio, bro. That's good. I'm glad you finally recorded a song. Then I'll be willing to, hey, why don't you come on? Let's do this drop mic real quick or
Right.
something, but you watch some people, you've been seeing them 3-4 years and they ain't did nothing,
Exactly.
So why should I do anything for them? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It just don't feel right. But and then another thing too is like you don't know where their music is because they don't promote their music. They just say they're artists and they post themselves on Instagram with a bunch of money laying on the floor or holding a big stack, but like
Yeah.
there's no link to the music to check it out to see if it's any good or not. So it's hard to even find somebody to even do something for, to do a passion project.
Mhm. So, if you could design like a dream project, unlimited budget, any artist, any location, what would the vibe be?
It wouldn't even be a music video. If
Mhm.
I could do a dream, if I had a solid $1 million to $2 million,
Mhm.
I'd do a Lil Lonnie. TV series.
Mm.
It'd be a little Lonnie story. I mean, obviously you'd have to have his family and people involved in it, but like just to show how he came from Mississippi and moved up the way that he moved up, and then however you would choose to end that series and branch it off, that'd be another thing. But like I just think his story is an interesting story,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Jackson, and it's a real life situation. So I probably would do like the same way that there's a power and all that, but like a story about Lil Lonnie, how he got started in music, and just build characters around him.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to do that for years.
Oh yeah. As far as the end goal, because I see you like basically you seem like content with where you at being a homebody. What's the end goal for you? Do you see yourself being behind the camera forever, or is there something bigger you want to do, like moving forward?
Well, I mean, I'm stuck in the situation to be behind the camera. If you're asking like, do I want to go and be in the union and go work on movie sets and stuff?
Yeah.
Not really. I like to do my own movies. Like what Measy did, whether you like his movies or not,
Mm-hmm.
that's a great accomplishment to finish a movie. He's done 3 movies, and that's a great accomplishment. I would like to just get that done. So like that's why building a team is number one most important thing
Mm-hmm.
on my accomplishment list. But yeah, I mean, I would like to not have to be the camera operator and be able to concentrate more on directing
Right.
and stuff. But you have to have people who know how to use a red camera.
Exactly.
I get people. There's people who have red cameras here in Jackson, Mississippi,
Mm-hmm.
and they send me their footage all the time because they can't get it to look way because that kind of information is just not on the internet. Like people who have Aries and Sony Venice and stuff like that, they're not really trying to share their secrets because
Mm-hmm.
job security, information is job security. So, when you get somebody who who's gonna be loyal and they're not gonna try no fuckery, then teach them everything you can, and then I can sit back and I can pay attention to what I should be paying attention to instead of making mistakes because I'm setting up lights
Mm-hmm.
and audio and operating the camera and trying to watch the actor. It's too much for one person to do. So yeah, I would like to, and what I'm working on right now is with a group of girls. We're doing some scripts,
Mm-hmm.
one movie and one TV show, and they're doing some casting ideas. And I'm talking to 3 or 4 older guys to come together on all this film. The problem is all of us have different cameras. So my goal right now is to get another red camera by the end of next month.
Mm-hmm.
So
And these type of movies, we talk about Netflix movies, not Tubi movies, right?
man, McGraw Ave
Mm-hmm.
and H Block Moolah Films, the stuff they do
Uh-huh.
is great.
Mm-hmm.
Not only they film on reds, they look good,
Mm-hmm.
but the way they tell their story is good. They're suspenseful. They don't drag the story out too long and they don't rush through it too fast. Like, are you familiar with Moolah Films?
Nah.
You never watched McGraw Ave? You ever seen the movie Plug Love?
No, I haven't
Okay,
seen that.
they're a Detroit-based company, and the Detroit actors are different. What their whole thing they got up there is like a dream to me.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of camera guys work together, no jealousy, no egos. A bunch of actors who also write and direct.
Mm-hmm.
The money stays within them. They've built that thing up to probably getting at least $1 million per project now.
Wow.
Then they're also making money. They sell the stuff on Vimeo, and then they end up releasing it months later on Tubi, Amazon. Shaq shared their stuff. And a ton of celebrities have shared their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, to me, the platinum standard for what a black production company should be. Like they have very little budget compared to Tyler Perry, but their content is, it's hood content,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still far superior because it's just like their storytelling and their timing with everything is really comparable to how Power was. Power was good because of, I can't think of the woman's name right now who was like the lead creator and writer, but like all her work is great.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys, Murder Payne and the other directors on that set,
Right.
they just do an amazing job. And I hear people's complaints and stuff
Mm-hmm.
with what they don't like about it, but
Yeah.
very simple stuff like, oh, they're always shooting in abandoned houses. Well,
Right.
you're in Detroit. There's 1 million abandoned houses around there. Why not shoot in an abandoned house instead of paying, for somewhere? Why waste the extra money?
Mm-hmm.
And then, some of that stuff's just budget related. You know,
Yeah.
why waste money? The story is about drug dealers in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What they're gonna be on a yacht for?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just sometimes we just reaching for something to make it look good, but it's
Yeah.
not accurate to the story. You know
It's
what I'm
not
saying?
really authentic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, them guys they don't even think about it like this. Out of all the people we consider big dope boys or big hustlers and stuff in the area, nobody from Jackson who's in that lane has ever paid for me to go out of town with them and shoot a package of videos, right?
Uh-huh.
But I've had people who work at fast food places do it.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people who work in factories do it. I've had blues singers do it. The 25, 35, $5,000 packages, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've had those clients spend that kind of money because trap niggas don't leave the hood like that. You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? Because if they're not here, they're not making no money,
Yeah.
right? Because like you asked me, am I gonna get to the point where I'm not behind the camera? I'm sitting back.
Mm-hmm.
They have to get to the point too where they don't have to watch every transaction, where they can be gone from that. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
it's the same. Our businesses are the same. They just don't see it. My business is to help them get out of their business, right?
Right.
That by them doing business with me, they're gonna help me get out of my business.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? It's like one hand washes the other, but they just don't see it like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Okay. You giving us free game today for sure.
Yeah. Most of my clients, that's what we do. We have long conversations on the phone, and we talk about all this stuff. And the people who are loyal, who've been shooting with me for years, I always tell you, like, if they have a question, I always stop what I'm doing to give them the information that they need. The asshole perspective that a lot of people say, man, I always thought you was like this, and people always told me you was like that.
Right.
Them are that information comes from people who can't afford or don't want to pay my prices.
Exactly.
Right. In this area, you become the bad guy because you charge more than what they want to pay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't help it that old players raised me, like niggas from Joliet, Illinois, and Chicago and stuff like that. And they always taught me the difference between show dough, no dough, and real dough, right? So there's a lot of people who've been had the same $5,000 in their pocket for 5, 10 years. They can't spend none of that $5,000.
Right.
That's just to pull it out in front of y'all and show. That's called show dough, right? And then you got your hoe dough. They got a little money they're gonna spend on the hoes, but they ain't gonna spend no money to make no more money, you know.
Exactly.
When they end up in prison, them the niggas that be in prison telling you how they had all the weight and all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they didn't even have no money to pay for an attorney to help them get out of the case. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, and then you got the ones who got real dough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real dough finds places to put their money so that it invests and it makes more money. You know, they buy houses and flip them or turn them into rental houses and stuff like. There's a lot of them doing that here. Like I like what Hershey's doing. You know, his construction company. I like what Beasley doing with his films. You know, so there's some in the area who really doing what they need to be doing, and then you got a lot of them who just mad at everybody else because they gotta go trap all day.
Exactly. So, you know, man, I'm looking for like a mentor in the game. I'm kind of just out here, just I wouldn't say winging it, but I don't really have like no guidance as far as when it comes to the videography and the filming. Is there any like classes you offer or like any like something I can sign up for to get like I wouldn't say kicked off, but like kind of see what's really going on? Because right now I feel like I'm going into this kind of blinded and not really understanding the game as a whole right
Right.
now.
I did a couple at the BAC, the Briarwood Art Center,
Yeah.
and I want to go back and do some more with them. But business has been so slow the last 2 years since 2023. I didn't want to commit to doing something, and then a job opportunity popped up the where I couldn't make it.
Right.
And you know, because I need to go make this money. So if I can't do what I say I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
People tell you that all the time. Like I'll tell them, like, I just can't take it. Like funerals, I don't never film funerals because I don't want to be at a funeral. Just me. My brother's funeral was the last funeral I've been to, and I ain't making it none of my uncle's funerals or nothing. Like no matter how much money you got, I really just don't want to do no funeral.
Right.
But I tell everybody who asks me the question that you asked me, they just call me or stop by, and literally, I probably have 3 to 4 people stop by the house every week, and they ask me questions, or they call me while they're on set, or even in Atlanta, like sometimes they FaceTime me. Sometimes they just email the footage over, and I take a look at it, and I send it back with a LUT and show them how I did my color corrections on it or whatever. It's a million different things people gonna ask you. Sometimes it's how to get their footage looking better. Sometimes it's how should they talk to a certain client or different stuff. So I mean, I just tell them call me. I always make time for you. If I'm busy at the moment, I tell you I'll call you back. But I one thing about me is I don't hide from my phone. When if I'm gonna answer my phone or I'm gonna call you back like right away, and so I know that's a little weird for this day and age because this day and age people don't answer the phone. They take an hour to text back and stuff like that. But like, why am I scared to answer my phone? This is my phone.
Yeah.
I'm not scared. I don't care if I owe you $1 million. I'm gonna call you and tell you I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get it in blood. You know.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Like, if you want to be a good business person, you need to communicate quick.
Right.
Like you should be communicating. That's good business. Like fast. So if it's taking you all day to communicate with somebody, more than likely they're gonna take their business, their ideas, their money, their project somewhere else, right? And it's not just business, but like even in a personal sense. Like I would never deal with a woman who communicates slow like that.
Exactly.
Because like if I get shot and I need you to scoop me up, take me to the hospital, and you ain't answering your phone, I need to get me with another motherfucker that's gonna answer this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't be waiting on you, because them people they need you,
exactly,
they want you ASAP. But when you need them, slow motion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'll always answer my phone for everybody who needs anything from me. I already know who the fake people are because I done already tried to help the fake people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when I say help, I mean like I paid for it. You know what I'm saying? And they still did. So you see how people are, and you kind of know who to stay away from. But like somebody genuinely who really wants to learn, it ain't gonna hurt you to take 30 minutes, an hour out your day to teach them. I done actually had clients whose music videos I done shot, and now they want to be your competitor now. You know what I'm saying? And they still call to get advice, and I still give it to them. And then my homeboys be like, "Man, why are you giving that motherfucker advice? He's taking money out your pocket and stuff." I said, "Bro, anybody that want to shoot with him, God got for him.
Yeah.
I don't need that business because they might be the headache." Last January, I gave a dude back $1,000, and I gave him his music video. I said, "Bro, just don't call me no more. We good. We good. Cause you such a headache. I want you to have your money, and you keep the video work. Cause just don't call me no more." Right? And there's another dude who paid $500 for a video because I said I did something I didn't want to do, but I shot in the mall, and there was a selfie studio on the mall, and I shot him a real cute video on there. It was real nice, kind of reminded me of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
And I set lights up. I did it for $500, right? And then he was like, this was years ago when I was doing like 350s. He was like, "Well, I paid the extra 150, and shouldn't I get that back? You didn't do no special effects and stuff." I said, I bought all them lights inside the studio and shot the video in the studio. That's the same thing. And he did so much crying, I gave him back that 150, and I said, "Look, bro, just don't call me anymore."
Right.
Like easy. And then you're gonna be the problem. I did a girl's movie, and she couldn't afford to pay all of the editing. She paid me a portion of it. It's like 40% of it. She still owed me like the other 60% of money. I let her sit there over my shoulder, which I don't do that for nobody. I let her sit there. She brought a friend who I ended up dating, and now I got a little kid by. So I kind of was soft on the situation because I liked spending time with her friend, which ended up being my old lady. But I still wanted my money. You know what I'm saying? So I did all the editing to the point where the movie was ready. But everything I told her not to do, she said, "Go ahead, let's go ahead and do it," because she had a lot of audio problems. And I was like, "Well, the first thing you should do is take this and get an engineer, a real audio engineer, to do your mixing and mastering, then bring the audio back to me, and then let me edit it." She didn't want to go that route. I don't know why, but I edited it. She went and had the premiere of it. At that point in time, business is over with. Once you show the movie to people, business is over with. Now you just owe me money. I done went above and beyond. You done sat at my house for days and days, and we done edited this video. I done put 2 weeks into the video, and I ain't made but 40% of my money.
Right.
Then she asked me for some more corrections. She's like, "Tubi won't accept the movie. It's got these audio issues. Can you go in there and fix them?" And I said, "Yeah, I can, but I ain't gonna do nothing until I get my money." Exactly. Right. She goes online and tries to bad mouth me. It's always the person who don't have the money that does the bad mouth, right?
Yeah.
Like you ain't never seen me go online and talk about no niggas. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like because either you got the money, or you don't got the money. If you don't got the money, usually we ain't gonna do no business. If you got the money, I'm gonna do what I can do for you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's just you learn how to not get yourself in this situation. And to be honest, she tried her best to harm my business,
Mm-hmm.
but actually she helped my business because then everybody who saw that shit called me and was like telling me their problems and issues they had with her. You
Mm-hmm.
know why they can't work with her, and sent me more business. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like sometimes people set out to do you harm, but all it actually does in return is
Yep.
just gives you the blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And I would still work with her. She's just gonna have to do business right. I did business with her the first time. As you're a single mom, you got to take care of your responsibilities and stuff. But like you know, yeah. Now with single moms, I am a little soft with single moms. But from now on, it's like if you, as soon as you don't handle your business the right way, then that we're gonna handle business the same way we handle it with the men.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay. What's the connection of your relationship with the art? I see
Ronnie.
you in here all the time filming and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I met Charles when I was trying to get my son Jace, that's a college basketball player now, a
Mm-hmm.
trainer. And Charles is a real good guy. And his good friend Ronnie is a state representative whose dad used to be the pastor at New Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
So I've kind of just been around. I moved to the South Side when they were kind of starting this.
Yeah.
And then I knew Jordan because she played at Mississippi State. I watch
Mm-hmm.
more girls basketball than I do watch guys basketball. So I knew Jordan's teammates from when I lived in Starville. I did some photo shoots with some of the other players on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started. Jordan was working with Charles, and I'd hang around them, and I'd come do some content with them. And then my son would come and work out, and I'd do more content. And then I had a little health scare, and I got my own gym at my house, but I could do a little bit more up here. So I started coming up here more often, and then you start getting to know more people, you know. And then it just a relation. And Ronnie sends me a lot of business, like
Mm-hmm.
part of the he was impressed, I think, that for the fact that I started turning down like the hood business, like
Right.
the pointing the guns at the camera stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not gonna lie, I was doing over 300,000 every year when I was doing them kind. They were cheap, but I could do like $300 videos in a month. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't putting no effort into editing. We was just knocking
Yeah.
them out. It was building up all my equipment.
Right.
But then at a certain point in time, it's like it felt bad to take that money and then listen to what they talking about, and then the next thing you know, somebody call you and tell you, Tay dead or such
Yeah.
and such in jail, and it's like, I need to stop promoting that shit.
Yeah.
Let them go to somebody else and get that work done. And
Mm-hmm.
then so when I told him, showed him some of my books, and it was like, yeah, the money done dropped off a lot. Then he was like, well, we're gonna start getting you a different branch of income, and I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to get more of the politicians and small businesses and documentary work, grant work, stuff like that. And I did the Mississippi Votes documentary last year, and I've done a couple other school projects. So
Mm-hmm.
it's growing, and over time, and as I build a team, there's there's a lot of money out there that don't have anything to do rap. Rap is the cheapest shit out of all the genres,
Yeah.
right? So out of anything you can think of, rap makes the least amount of money. The rappers make the least amount of money. You can't find a rapper that makes as much money as the country singers that are popular,
Wow.
right? It's 280 million white people in this country.
Yeah.
There's only 40 million black people in this country, and then like I don't remember what percentage, but I think it's something like 3 or 4 million of them are incarcerated. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Yeah. If you got $10,000 in the bank account right now, you got more money than like 75% of the people in the world. So it's
Wow.
the way that the population is so used to people capping like they got it.
Yeah.
They got a lot of debt. They got
Mm-hmm.
a house note, car notes, and stuff like that. So they have material things, but they paying for it. But like people who actually have money, liquid money that they can spend and it don't hurt them, that's very few. So you know, people like Ronnie who have those kind of contacts that get you to government projects. Government projects is where you can get money to change your business to a
Yeah.
whole nother level. Like I think that company here called Red Square,
Yeah.
Roderick's his name. I think it's coming called Red Square. Like he's got the soundstage stuff. Like that's a good idea. Him investing in that, and when movies come down here, he's got a soundstage for them to use.
Mm-hmm.
See where I spent money in camera equipment and sound equipment and lighting setups and stuff, he spent his money in a building.
Yeah.
But we're doing the same thing. Yeah, he don't have red cameras, but he can get them eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's different routes to get to the same destination. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you can tell us where to follow you at on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook,
Yeah.
Bebo, whatever you got.
Everything's Ron 21 Hoops.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that I've ever created. But sometimes I forgot passwords and made second pages, so
Yeah.
sometimes it's directed by Ron 21 Hoops. But really, Ron 21 Hoops. 21 was my basketball number. It was also my high school coach basketball number.
Mm-hmm.
And most people, when I was young, remember me from hooping.
Yeah.
So I just always left that as my social media name. I know it's not a real good name for the market, but my actual company, if you go on like Google and you look for a videography company, my actual company is JEW, and the W starts Williams, my last name, and the S at the end of Williams starts Studio. So it sounds like Jew Williams Studios
Mm-hmm.
or Williams Studios, but it's just from when I was young playing ball in college or overseas. They would call me Jew
Yeah.
because everybody knew people in Jackson called each other Jew.
Oh yeah.
And so, I'd be in Birmingham or Atlanta, something like, but like in New York or something like that, they didn't know what Jew meant.
Yeah.
So they just, your dad white, he must be a Jew,
Yeah.
so, but yeah, that's what that is, Jew Williams Studios. And you can always find me that way.
Okay, man. Well, I'll just pull it up on you, give you your flowers, man. I see you do a lot of people work, but I just wanted to come and appreciate you in the game and give you your flowers and get you in front of the camera because I know a lot of times you push a lot of people work, but I want to push your work.
And it's a good thing what you're doing. It's a lot of people out there who need a platform to speak their mind on, but they don't want to do it on their own platform because,
Right.
like when you initially said like pull out the equipment,
Mm-hmm.
like I lose more clients because of certain equipment I got. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like people don't like to see you invest in yourself
Mm-hmm.
because that shows that you believe in yourself. Like right
Right.
now, by you pulling up doing this, you showing me that you believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people won't do that because they don't believe in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's why I didn't want to pull equipment out and
I
stuff.
got
You
you.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you're doing the right thing. I like what you're doing. There's a lot of people who need what you're doing, and it's gonna grow. You just gotta be patient and let it grow. And let it grow naturally. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you ain't paying for fake followers and
Right.
comments and stuff. Just let it grow naturally, man. It's more authentic. Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. I appreciate you, and we wrapping it up, man. Run 21 hoops, man. Y'all go follow 'em.